Good old Koei. After the success of Dynasty Warriors 2, they have consistently put out Dynasty Warriors games year after year, and while it's starting to get a bit old and its heyday is certainly over, these newer installments are still lots of fun to play and still capture the spirit of the genre. This is Dynasty Warriors 8 Xtreme Legends Complete Edition, the full-fat, no messing around version of the latest installment of the franchise. If you thought the classic Dynasty Warriors games were long, well look again. Imagine basically every Dynasty Warriors stage, song, character and gameplay element mixed together into one game, and that is exactly what this title is. Dynasty Warriors 8 XLCE offers 82 playable characters, over 200 stages, online cooperative play and cross-platform play between your PS3, PS4 and PS Vita. And it has a seemingly endless library of DLC, extra missions, costumes, weapons, and the option to have the soundtracks from all the Dynasty Warriors games at the same time, so if you only want the Dynasty Warriors 2 soundtrack in the background, you can do that. This game also has a tedious and difficult trophy set that the hardcore will only ever get the platinum with, so if you happen to be stuck on a remote island with only this game, it will certainly keep you busy. Dynasty Warriors 8 XLCE takes you through the entire timeline of every kingdom and faction in the Romance universe. I haven't played Dynasty Warriors since the 6th installment, however new to this game was the Jin Kingdom, which certainly got me interested seeing as I'd never played as them before. Traditionally in Dynasty Warriors, you pick a character and play through their individual story. However in this game you play through the entire history of the kingdom, so you get to play as multiple characters and get the chance to mod the story in its own unique way. This also means you sometimes start out before the Yellow Turban Rebellion doing smaller missions, and when some characters die off, you then play as their offspring to see how the kingdom changes under their rule. I personally think that the best part of the whole game is the option to play in two entirely different storylines. In this game, you can play the storyline designed by Koei, where you can follow what happened in the actual events and follow along with the Romance of the Three Kingdoms books, meaning that every kingdom now has twice the amount of stages. I also love that you can alter the timeline of both campaigns, so if you complete certain objectives during the battle, you can see different endings and involve new characters in several missions down the line. By doing this, you also get additional reinforcements, improved items, cutscenes and special missions where you can play through the battles that weren't big enough for the previous games, so you get a much bigger perspective on the story. You also get dialogue options and the chance to walk around your camp before each battle, which will let you interact with your soldiers and see how they feel. Dynasty Warriors 8 XLCE uses in-engine cutscenes to help tell the story. All of these really put you in the shoes of the officers and show them in a new light. From these cutscenes you can also be thrown straight back into battle without the need of a transition. You also get missions inside of other missions. For example, in this battle you need to escape the forest before the phantom soldiers destroy your army. However, upon escaping you find that another army is converging your position and now you need to take them out as well. Another cool feature of the game is that all the voice actors for both the officers and minor characters are voiced by current and previous voice actors from the franchise, meaning that every now and then you'll get a guard captain that has the same voice as Sun Quan or Cao Ren. A nice addition to the PS4 version of the game is the option to have the dialogue come out of the controller. It doesn't sound like much, but it really does make you feel a bit closer to the action. As you'd expect from a Dynasty Warriors game, it's business as usual. The controls are tight, the graphics are great, and it's incredibly satisfying defeating hundreds of troops within a matter of minutes. A really fun feature this game offers is the ability to add any weapon to any character. So if you had to play as someone you didn't like, you could just stick Lu Bu's halberd on them and then wreak havoc. You can also add additional skills that can be upgraded over time if you're playing through a campaign storyline. All the characters level up at the same pace, so when you move into a new battle, you still have a fighting chance. I also love that less important characters are now fully playable, such as Zhu Ran, who is responsible for most of Wu's fire attacks. In this game you can finally play as him, as opposed to him being a generic NPC officer with some dialogue. As I mentioned earlier, this game is a mixture of all the Dynasty Warriors games, which means you also get access to Musou Rage, combination attacks, and you can use the artillery and cannon emplacements around the map. And yes, you can swim as well. But by far, the best part of this game is the fact that your army actually fights. It sounds crazy, but a common complaint about all the Dynasty Warriors games is that when nobody is attacking you or your troops, they just stand there like a bunch of lemons. But in this game, they actually fight on their own, and to a decent standard. And you can control your own troops and bodyguards to attack points and bases. Not only do you have a new element of realism, but it also makes you feel so much more powerful, and that's one of the reasons why this game is so much fun to play. And on top of that, sometimes other armies will just turn up in your battle either to help or attack you. These can be affected by special conditions I mentioned earlier, or just completely randomly. It's honestly so impressive how much content Koei managed to pack into this game. I mean, there can be thousands of troops in a stage without it ever needing to slow down or disrupt the flow of gameplay. In fact, I think the only characters that are missing are the hidden other forces characters from Dynasty Warriors 3, and they are Nu Wa and Fu Shi, but I'm pretty sure they'll be added in eventually. And being as this is the Xtreme Legends version of the game, you also have a whole other campaign to play through. In this mode, you start out by picking a character and going on skirmishes to pick up items and liberate officers into your own kingdom. You can join full battles, take on smaller tribes, or just be on the lookout to pick some fights, and during these battles other conditions and pathways often open up. Upon returning home, you can use the materials you found to build settlements and create troops and items. If you've captured any major officers, you can set them here for score multipliers, and the more people you can get to join you, the stronger you become and the more impressive battles you can join in. I don't think you can actually complete this mode, but it's certainly a fun distraction for a day or two, and if you want to level up a specific character, this is a really good way to do so, as the difficulty always increases and you have a new battle every time. Now, since the recording of this video, the game has gone down from £35 to just £12. Now think of all the content and the online play and the story modes, and that puts into perspective how much you're getting for your £12. And if you want even more, there's even Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires, so there is no shortage of Dynasty Warriors content for the PlayStation 4. Bottom line is, if you love Dynasty Warriors, you're gonna love this game.